Show your face. Show your face, please, with sugar on top.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Y'all know my slogan. I don't know it all, but I know what I've been through. Now, before we get into this video, make sure you check us out on Patreon at www.patreon.com/Hookah Anonymous _. You guys been telling us to create one for the longest, so we recently created a community where we will upload videos that we can't share on YouTube due to their guidelines. We'll also be dropping the latest to there first, behind the scenes information that you wouldn't find anywhere else on our socials. So make sure you become a member, and after you do that, head over to our official Instagram page at Hookah Anonymous _ and follow us there. Now without further ado, let's get into what you guys came here to see. Now, they say God only look after fools and babies. FBG Butta isn't a baby, and despite what people may think or how he looks, judging from how he articulates himself during interviews, he definitely ain't no fool. But one thing about life, you're going to get but so many chances before you're actually forced to understand what you're doing is wrong. They say if you know better, you'll do better. However, this is one of those situations where Butta knows better but choose to not do better. And I think that's the worst part. At least when you know someone doesn't know better and they fail to do better, then it's kind of understandable because it's understood that they don't know any better. But when you know better but choose to carry on with your behavior, the punishment tends to be 100% worse. This is why in the court of law, whenever you get convicted of a crime that you have priors to, the punishment is more harsh than someone who never been caught before, or at least for the same crime, because they feel you should know better. But enough of that. Today we're going to talk about FBG Butta, who seems to always go viral, but as of lately, it's been for all the wrong reasons. And they say it's all fun and games until things actually hit the fan. Now prior to today, Butta was last called out for a recent picture of himself that seems to show that he got 2 black eyes. He would tell the world that it was pink eye, but nobody was buying it. Then shortly after, it would come out that Butta would get into a fight with a guy by the name of Mikey Dollars, allegedly, and has been exposed by 16 shot on visuals that he heard a different story. He would reveal that Butta got into it with Mikey Dollars over a female, and in a nutshell, Mikey treated Butta as if he was Tommy Hearns, and Butta was Martin. However, Butta would maintain his story and tell the world that it's not what people think it is, it was an allergic reaction, and if someone was to ever lay a hand on him, they wouldn't be walking on this earth no more. Now aside from that situation, Butta was also banned from coming back to his old neighborhood by some younger guys. He would end up doing an interview in that same neighborhood to show that he could come back and no one could ban him. However, Butta got a bigger problem these days, as younger guys from the neighborhood at this point would be the least of his worries. As of today, it will come out that FBG Butta was arrested yet again, and this time the charges seem a little more serious than the other ones. At first, everything started off as a rumor until FYB Duke would take to his IG story and post a picture of him and Butta saying free him. Then Butta's latest mugshot would hit the internet, basically confirming all the rumors. And this time, according to Remo from No Jumpers post, Butta was hit with a slew of charges, including no turn signal light, driving too fast for conditions or trying to avoid an accident, unlawful possession of cannabis, no valid driver's license, armed habitual criminal, and felon possession or weapon use. Now those are the basis of his charges that he received, but there's no telling what the degree or the severity of the charges are. However, just those charges alone, if you ask me, are severe. Not only that, you have to also take into consideration that Butta have similar prior charges and is already out on bond. And he can't even act as if he's a stranger to weapons, because one look at his Instagram avatar will show that he definitely is familiar. Now this time he actually doesn't have a bond, I'm assuming from the mugshot because they already have him in jail uniform. But like I said before, these charges are a little more severe this time around. Now as far as these charges go, it's unclear if he's the only one that was in the car, even though I doubt it, but it is being put out there that he ran from police and ended up getting caught, and I'm assuming that's when he was found with a weapon and taken into custody. Now it's unclear why Butta was in possession of all the drugs he had, because they did say that it was unlawful use. Whether it was personal use or not, when it comes to the weapon charge, I think it's common sense why he had one. He's in Chicago, he's already been going back and forth with a couple of guys, And let's just say that most people feel that they'd rather get caught with it than without it. And that's understandable. But just know when you do get caught, you must take the consequences that come with it, if that day shall come. Now, this is one of those situations where you shouldn't throw stones if you live in a glass house. I say that because all the trolling Butta was doing about Little J and laughing, well, it looks like now he'll be right along with him, unfortunately. And for all the guys that glorify the drill culture, I hope y'all realize that this is the many end results that come with it. We all may be making fun and joking now, but these guys are really in tight situations where it's damn if you do, damn if you don't. I'm sure they don't want to be carrying weapons on them because it's more of a risk of losing your life if you don't. So you're forced to make a decision. Do I risk my life or do I risk going to jail? They say I'd rather be judged by a 12 than carried by a 6. But ultimately, that's not the way to live, and some of these guys don't make it any better with the social media games that they play. And one thing about the universe, that karmic cycle is always going. Now I say that because y'all remember when Butta got on that stand during the O-Block trial, and he got on the stand thinking it was funny and playing with other people's freedom, making a joke, laughing, and allegedly cooperated. Well, look how life worked, because he's basically in that same position, fighting for his freedom now. And none of this is a diss Butta or anything, because I actually always say that I like Butta. But sometimes guys just make the wrong decisions and it catches up to them gradually, especially on social media. Now, even though there's people like Varno of 1700 that swear they can't be indicted or for things that they put on social media, then people are watching. It's not a coincidence that whenever you have contraband or weapons on you and you get stopped by police randomly, according to you, it's not just cause of good police work all the time. Now, unless you broke a traffic law or something, because we do know that these guys don't be smart sometimes, they'll be speeding or smoking in the car while they have firearms and illegal things in the vehicle, basically warranting a stop. And all the cops have to say is they smell marijuana, and boom, that's probable cause to search the car, and next thing you know, it's over. Or in Butta's case, he's riding around with a suspended license while he has illegal things in the car, which is a recipe for disaster, because if he gets pulled over, they're automatically searching the car because they have probable cause. Same thing that happened with Boozy. When they was watching the live and seen he had a firearm on his waistband, they located the vehicle, watched until he broke a traffic violation or whoever was driving the car, and they used that as a reason to pull him over. After they said it was a traffic violation, of course they said that they smelled marijuana and searched the car looking for the weapon that they initially came for in the first place. So it's no coincidence that these guys get stopped or pull over while they have weapon or illegal substances in the car. And then they wonder why they get caught up. It's not a coincidence. 051 Kiddo got in trouble when his probation officer watched an interview with him and J Mane and seen him with the firearm during the interview. The whole time he's on probation. Like, come on, man. Some of these guys are literally tricking themselves off the street. Same situation with No Limit Cairo recently. Time after time we see him brandishing firearms, showing it all over social media, and now look where we at. You know, although they say it was more to the story, but still from what we were told went down, it's basically the same scenario of FBG Butta, just a little different. You know, I'm hearing that other people was involved in Cairo's situation, but all in all, you make yourself a target whenever you start posting street stuff on social media. You make it easier for them. That's all I'm saying, man. Bottom line, keep street business off social media, please. Now, we don't know why FBG Butta was targeted. I'm sure it will later come out that maybe he broke some type of traffic violation that made them want to stop the vehicle, and then maybe they got behind him. He took him on a chase. Then they finally caught up with him, and now we hearing what we hearing. But of course, they're going to say it was a traffic infraction. You never know why they was on him in the first place. Maybe it's just a coincidence. Who knows? Hopefully, this is a wake-up call for Butta. To me, Butta is pretty much one of the smart ones in the drill scene and got enough clout where he could do something with it. But for some reason, he just chooses to stay in the street. You know, J-Mane is who Butta should be. You know, or J-Mane is someone who should actually be an inspiration just to show these guys that it's possible to make that transition to where you don't have to be in the streets no more, so you don't have to worry about things like this happening. Then you can move somewhere where you can get your license to carry and carry firearms legally, right? But instead, I guess these guys like doing things the hard way. I don't know. Anyway, y'all jump in the comments, let us know what y'all think about this. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell so you're notified every time we drop new content. And remember, as long as you keep on watching, I'm going to keep on dropping. I'm out.